What's up, everybody? We're back.
Yeah. Hey, welcome back to the Metalhead's Journey. Hey, so we're back onto the top 50 metal albums list. We've made it to number 9. This is Dio with Holy Diver. Dio, man, what a unique individual. This is his third time on the list and his third different band.
Yeah.
We got nobody else quite like that, man. This guy is all over the place. So, 9 albums to go, man. This should all be like heavy hitters going forward. I don't know if this album is going to fit the heavy hitter thing. We'll see what the score is at the end. But hey, while you guys are here, go ahead and give us a like, give us a subscribe, and let us know what you think about the album down in the comments, and let us know what your score is. And hey, let's jump into a little bit of history of the band here. We'll get right into the metal rundown. All right, like I said, this is Dio, Holy Diver, number 9 on the list here. All right, we have Dio, formed in 1982, is an American heavy metal band formed by Ronnie James Dio. Shocker, the cinch.
Really?
Yep. Dio left Black Sabbath with the intentions to form a new band with fellow member Vinny Appice. Disagreements over the mixing of the Live Evil album resulted in their departure. The band has released... How many albums do you guys think Dio released?
As Dio?
It's 82?
As Dio. Dio the band, yeah.
7. 7.
Dude, I only know this one album, so I was shocked to see that they've released 10 studio albums.
Holy crap.
And they've had numerous lineup changes over the years, with Dio being the only constant member. Dio has sold over 5 million records worldwide. The band was dissolved in 2010 when Dio died of stomach cancer, obviously.
Understand.
And we actually just passed the anniversary of that a few weeks ago.
40 year?
Bad way to go.
Well, I was talking about the anniversary of Dio dying from stomach cancer, but we also did pass the 40-year anniversary of this album coming out like last week on the 25th, I think.
Yep.
So the album Holy Diver, released in 1983, is the band's debut album. The album peaked at number 56 on the Billboard chart and is seen as being Dio's most influential record. The album features Dio on vocals, Appice on drums, Jimmy Bain on bass, and a young Vivian Campbell on guitar. Vivian Campbell, now a member of Def Leppard since 1992. So, big-time guitar player now. This album did produce 2 singles, Holy Diver and Rainbow in the Dark. All right, let's jump right into the musicality. Human Fossil, why don't you kick us off, man?
I thought it was solid, top to bottom. I think the overwhelming MVP is Dio. I wouldn't exactly say that any of the instruments stood out for me. The drumming is fine. The guitar riffs are okay. The basses.
Did you really just pick Dio as the MVP of this record, Fossil? That is, I would say that is that is a legit shocker of the cinch.
Yeah.
You are nothing but fucking like critical all the time of vocals, especially Dio and the other 2 albums that we've had from him.
Because he uses a lot of more vibrato in the previous albums. This one, he actually has a lot of power. Yeah, exactly. A lot of power in a lot of these songs. And the bass, I wouldn't say that the bass is... there's only one song that I could say that was a heavy bass song. So, I mean, Dio, maybe de facto, is the MVP.
Let me pop in here.
Yeah.
I'm normally not a singer guy, but for me, I think Dio was a standout in this as well. Big time. It's my favorite performance so far of the 3 albums, of the 3 albums we've reviewed for him. And I felt like a lot of the choruses and shit were pretty catchy. And some of the lyrics that I was actually paying attention to were pretty cool. But however, he's not my MVP. My MVP is going to be Vivian Campbell. I think those riffs were fucking awesome, and I feel like those guitar solos were exciting and very fun throughout. I really dug the guitar performance in this album. Good shit.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought up Vivian Campbell, dude. He shows up big time on this album. There's some solos in here that are just, they're awesome. Like, I feel like they could be on like today's records, and people would still listen to this and think it was awesome. Like, Don't Talk to Strangers, the song on that song, dude. Fuck.
Hell
so
yeah.
good. Not to give away too much later on here, but I think there is a reason why Dio does sound so good on this record is because he was always fighting with every other band he was in to, like, raise the volume on the vocals. So he created his own band, and by the way, he also produced this record. So, I think it's by design that Dio sounds, like the best of everything on the record here. But, dude, overall, I thought the guitar playing on this record was awesome. I was shocked to see it was Vivian Campbell. They said Jakey Lee actually joined the band for a little while, which Jakey Lee played on Bark at the Moon from Ozzy's catalog there, for anybody who may or may not know that. But Vivian Campbell, dude, he crushed this record. I agree with you, Adrian.
Well, educate me. Where is Vivian Campbell famous from?
Well, now he's been in Def Leppard since 1992. So he took over for one of the original guitar players there, and he's been there ever since.
Got it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Look, I'm going to echo basically what you two guys just said. I think this is the best that Dio has sounded, and of the 3 records we reviewed, I guess just for if we haven't already said, Heaven and Hell, Black Sabbath, and Rainbow. Remind me what the name of that record is, somebody. But basically, of those 3, this is the best that Dio has sounded, in my opinion. I just think, like, lyrically, just vocally, he's just easy standout. But I agree with Adrian. I think Vivian Campbell was the surprise MVP for me for this record. I think the riffs were really strong. I told Adrian earlier today that it kind of gave me like that, like Eddie Van Halen, and I'm not going to say him specifically, but it's just that vibe, that era of guitar player, like the very 80s kind of vibe, but like it really worked here. And I don't know anything. I've never heard anything else from Vivian Campbell, so I have no idea what he sounds like today or like how he's progressed through his career, but it was really good here. A lot of standout solos, just great guitar work. The bass, we can talk about that in production, but I feel like the bass should have been a highlight, but I feel like it was lower in the mix than I would have liked to really stand out. But it was fine. It was totally fine. Yeah. And then Vinny Appice, solid drumming, not overly impressive, or but it didn't detract from anything. He just did its job. It was good. It was fine.
Yeah, the Rainbow record was Rising.
Okay, thank you.
And I definitely think they could have probably turned the bass up a little bit in place of a lot of the synth that was on this record, but look, there's some badass synth on this record too. So
yeah,
let's move into entertainment value. Dave, what'd you think of the entertainment value for you?
So I think this is the biggest surprise for me. Because on paper, like, I knew Holy Diver. I feel like everybody knows the song Holy Diver. If you
Rainbow in the Dark.
Yeah, like those 2 songs. Like, even if you're not big into metal, which my dad, for example, he really doesn't like metal really that much. Maybe a handful of stuff. Like, he knows those songs, right? Like those songs are pretty much iconic. And the fact that they're both on this record, but not just those 2 songs. Like, dude, like this is a easy 9 songs. And I'm entertained like from start to finish. Like, I think it's great. I think the pacing of this record is really well done. I think the track listing, the order of the tracks is really well done. It makes for just a really entertaining and easy listen. I enjoyed it from start to finish.
So from a track listing standpoint, would you not flip the last 2 songs? Like, would you not make Rainbow in the Dark the last song?
There's
tough. So many times I listen to Rainbow in the Dark and I'm like, all right, album's over. And I'm like, oh wait, yeah, there's this other like throwaway song on the end over here.
Okay,
like,
whoa.
I feel like
it's not throwaway.
To flip those.
It's not throwaway.
I don't know if it's a throwaway.
I mean, Shame on the Night is not a throwaway song. You're stupid if you think that. And shame on you if you think that.
Well, look, entertainment value for this record absolutely super high. 41 minutes, easy listen. And dude, there's not really like any like slow jams or really anything like that. Like nothing that's like the whole song. Like most of this shit's pretty rocking. Yeah, this is a super entertaining album.
I would just be repeating everything y'all said, to be honest. But I just want to bring it home. It's a very easy listen. And maybe one thing I'll repeat from Dave is I was a bit worried going into this album when we first saw this list. Like, I was not excited, but I was pleasantly surprised, just like every single time with Dio. So entertaining, Great album.
Yeah,
Also, what'd you think?
I'm gonna echo what you guys said. Short and sweet. There's only one song on here that I could skip if I wanted to. But for the most part, all the songs kind of bleed together really well. I thought it was well done. The two main songs on here, the singles are iconic.
Yeah.
I mean,
Why
my
don't you go
entertainment
into
value.
your? I was gonna say, why don't you go into your top tracks?
All right, so I want to get one thing out of the way, and I think we need to say this for everybody.
Okay.
But stand up and shout. While a strong song, that title for that song is already taken by a legendary Monsters of Rock, Steel Dragon.
Steel
I-
Dragon.
Yeah, so I think we need to just
That movie's
give them
mid.
their props. I know it's a different song.
God damn it, Dave! Your drumming ability is not even mid; it's sub mid.
It's fantastic. All right, so my top 3 songs. I'm gonna go with. Let's see, where am I at here? All right, number 3, Straight Through the Heart. Number 2, Holy Diver, and number 1, Rainbow in the Dark. In fact, I did not even know Dio did Rainbow in the Dark until I heard this album. I knew the song.
Whoa.
I had no idea it was Dio.
So what? So what happened? So when you got there and that shit kicked in, you're like,
I was like, "Holy shit! This is this guy." I was like,
you were like,
"Jeez."
holy diver, this is Dio.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was pretty sweet. It's one of those nice little presents you get when you experiment and explore something new.
Nice. Adrian, what'd you have?
All right. So number 3, I have "Don't Talk to Strangers." Number 2, I have "Shame on the Night," motherfucker. And number 1, I have, of course, "Rainbow in the Dark." That is a motherfucking jam. But I do have one low light, and that's going to be "Holy Diver." You know what "Holy Diver" sounds like? It sounds like
Sex.
what's that? No. So let me take you. Let me tell you guys a little story here.
Oh God!
So in 2005,
I know where this
6,
is going.
This band called Killswitch Engage, but they
4.0.
had just come out with a banger of a fucking album called "The End of Heartache." So a couple years later, they dropped this new track called "Holy Diver," and it was the fucking shit. And I had heard that song many times, and saw the music video, thought it was weird, whatever. And I thought it was a Killswitch Engage song. That's what I thought. So
That'll give us some comments.
sometime later, I found out that it's actually a cover.
Metalheads.
Yeah, it was a Dio song, and I
we're
was like, "Oh
honest.
well, shit. Let me go ahead and hear this. Let me go ahead and jam this out." And man, it just sounds like a bad cover of the Killswitch Engage song to me.
You know that's not how that works, right?
It's not, but that's how my brain
But
will
look-
always interpret it. Like
Look,
there's squeals that don't happen that
Yeah.
to me make that fucking song. There's harmonizing leads that are not there on the
Yeah.
Dio version, and it just sounds like a what's the old dude from Star Trek's name? It's not coming to me.
Which one? Picard?
No.
Captain Kirk.
Captain Kirk?
Kirk. What's the old boy's name? Come on.
Wait, is
Kirk.
it original?
William Shatner.
William. It sounds like William Shatner covering
Oh,
to me.
get out of here, bro.
Covering
Get outta
Killswitch.
here. But look, it be like
Version
that
of Holy
sometimes, right? Like, look, the first time I heard "Turn the Page" was from Metallica, and I heard it, I don't know, a million times from Metallica before I heard Bob Seger sing it, right? I mean, like the Bob Seger one is fantastic. I still like it, but for me, it's Metallica first, right? I mean, that's just because that's the way I heard it first. I'm not saying that's right. That's just what it is.
Yeah, and I'm right there with you. I'm not saying it's right, but I'm just saying that's what it is.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right.
No, look,
let's see.
I'm going to agree just on a point that he's making. The one song that I would skip, the only song on here that I have as a skipper is "Gypsy," and the only reason I'm not a big fan of it is because it sounds like ZZ Top,
God, you're
and I don't like ZZ Top.
Look, I'm gonna try to not. I can't save our reputation. It's already ruined. I'm gonna not stab it anymore after it's already on the ground.
Whoa. Hold up. Before you continue, I just want to remind you, you were on record saying Miley Cyrus's version of Nothing Else Matters
Is good.
is better than the original. It's better than the original, is what you said.
Thank you, Adrian.
So, go ahead.
On
By the way,
hey, man.
By the way, I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed that take exists. By the way,
Look, anyone who's heard that version knows it's a great song. It's a great version of the song. I'm not fucking sorry. I'm not sorry at all.
Terrible.
Josh wants to over there and like laugh and be red, but he 100% agrees with me. By the way, anyway, Adrian, I'm proud of you. Number 3 for me, Don't Talk to Strangers. What a banger song. Yeah, so good. So fucking good. Number 2 is Holy Diver, because I'm not a moron. And number 1, easiest Rainbow in the Dark of my life. Great song. I hate putting 2 of like the most popular songs like on my top 3, but it is what it is. Like, what can you do, right? But
I'm saying.
But hey, look, Shame on the Night. No, it was my number 4. That's a great song. Great
Banger of an ending track.
Yes, 100%.
All right.
I had
honorable-
Invisible for 4th.
All right. That's a good song.
the best
Honorable
bass
mention
one.
for me is Don't Talk to Strangers. And number 3, I got Rainbow in the Dark. Number 2, I got Straight Through the Heart. What a fucking banger. Love that song. And number 1, Holy Diver.
There you go.
Dude,
There you
Fossil, even though you're stupid, you don't like Gypsy, you have a good top 3, okay?
Okay.
I get it, Adrian. I understand. Maybe I do prefer the Kill Switch Engage version as well to that one, but it's still a fucking banger. Even the classic.
How do you go into that first verse without a fucking face melting squeal?
I just listen. Here's what I do. I play it on air guitar every single time. Like today when I'm riding around listening to it, I get there and it's like, duh, and it's playing a shit on the song. I fucking throw in a little little hand squeal there. Come on.
Yeah.
All right, let's move into audio production here. Like I said earlier, this album was produced by Dio, and that was always a big gripe for him, I think, in Black Sabbath. When you go back and read some of the stuff, he was always angry about the mix of the album because, I mean, obviously, Black Sabbath's Tony's band, so the guitars are very forward, Geezer's bass is very forward, and I think Dio always wanted to be turned up a little bit more, and they always wanted to kind of pull him back a little bit, but I think we listened to a remaster. I mean, it's hard to always tell because all these albums now that we're doing are remasters, but sounds good. Sounds great to me.
It's great how all these famous bands do these remasters and remixes to make all the instruments even and, like bring new life into them. It's great how all the famous bands do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, they don't have to, man. Biggest band in the history of time. They don't have to do that shit.
The ones that love their fans anyway.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. I forgot about that one caveat. That like they actually like their fans. That's right. My bad.
Dave, so did you not want to go to see Metallica in August?
Nah, dude, they need my money.
Oh. All right.
They got to say the bills don't pay themselves.
Yeah.
That's right.
I agree. For 83, the audio production is pretty solid.
Yeah.
I agree with Dave though. Wish the bass was just a
little bit
there, more forward.
Like if you're listening for it, you can hear it, but like I don't want to have to work. I don't want to have to like because the bass is there.
Sometimes it's going off, and
Yeah.
it'd be nice if it was a little bit more higher in the mix.
Yeah.
I'm going to agree with you guys. In fact, the only song, in my opinion, that really does the bass justice is "Invisible," which is why I liked it. And
Because bass players usually are invisible.
invisible. But again, for 83, even if this is the remastered version, it sounded fine to me.
Oh yeah.
All right, well, let's jump into the final category here. We're going into Legacy. This is where we like to give our scores for the album. So just a quick idea here of how we put these scores together. So for a lot of folks, an average score would be a 7. For us, our average score is actually a 5. So if we give anything a 5 or above, that's varying levels of we would recommend that album. Anything 4.9 and below is varying levels of dog shit, don't listen to it, right?
Yeah,
right. So that's where we're at. Who wants to give their score first?
Up in. I'm going with a 7.5.
All
That's
right.
a good score.
Now check. Yeah, it is. It really is. Now, I definitely believe it belongs on this. I get it. Didn't think so when I first saw it. I definitely think it belongs on this list. And man, 10 more albums. If there's a recommendation, which one should we jam? You know?
All right.
Yeah.
I can go second.
All right, do it.
This was a very solid album. I do believe it belongs on the list. I would this on the strength of this album. I would listen to more Dio
Wow.
going forward on a recommend. I gave it a
We're breaking-
7.2.
Damn.
We're breaking Jason down over here, man. I can't believe it.
Yep. I'll go next.
Wait. Can we acknowledge that is an extremely high score for Fossil? Like, holy shit.
7.2 for those that care. If you've made it this far, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the sixth highest score he's given out of 50, out of 40 some odd albums we've reviewed. So solid score. Yeah, for me, I think this album is. I've gone back and forth, just fine tuning my score, but I think I'm landing on. This is a very solid record. I would actually put this on just for funsies, which is not common. But I'd give it an 8, even 8 out of 10. I think it's really, really good.
Oof. Nice.
Gosh.
You would rate that ahead of Masters of Reality. You are
Don't.
scum.
Hey, Jason rated it above Master Reality for his score.
You're scum. Listen, this is a very, very good album. I going into it the same as probably most of you guys. Only knew Really Holy Diver and Shot in the Dark, Rainbow in the Dark. But also knew a couple other songs from the Ronnie James Dio cover album. So, but not much. I didn't expect much off the album. I thought this was really, really good. I'm coming in at a 9.8 on this.
Wow. Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Jesus.
No, but this really is a great record. This does score higher for me than the Rising record, but it's definitely not as good as Heaven and Hell for me. I'm going with a 7.7 on this one.
All right. So for us, again, that is a very solid score. That puts us at a 7.6, which is a B tier album. Very, very solid. Like I said, with 4 of us, with all of our different tastes, it's very hard for records to get high scores. I don't think we have a single record that has made it into the 9s yet. So,
and Justice for All with an 8.98.
yeah. So, I mean, look.
Adrian.
Look, there's I just want people to understand with 4 different we get every once in a while we get a comment that's like, "Oh, that score is low."
There's 4 of us.
There's 4 of us.
A little bit different taste.
There's 4 of us, and our scale is a little bit different than most. So there you go. 7.6. That's a great recommend. If you haven't heard this record, I'd be shocked because everybody knows more about metal than we do, apparently. But listen to this record. It's very good.
Yeah. And I mean, I think we could all agree this definitely belongs on the list.
Yes.
And yeah, dude, I'm definitely. I mean, I was shocked to find out they had 10 studio albums. So I'm gonna go cherry pick a couple of records and check it out. Hey, if you're following along with us here on the next edition here on the top 50 metal albums, we're gonna be doing another Judas Priest album. This one's Painkiller.
I am looking
for anything I've ever heard of. For Judas Priest, this is supposed to be the album, and look, it's the highest album of theirs on the list. So,
yeah,
we'll see if they can try and take the throne back from Iron Maiden. But hey, I hope you guys liked the video here. If you did, go ahead and give us a like, give us a subscribe. We're putting out weekly metal content. We got metal reactions, metal reviews, metal time machines, all kinds of cool stuff. Hey, in the meantime, live long and prosper.
Take it easy, everybody.
See ya.
Later.